Welcome to another daily live English video here on the AM Language YouTube channel with me, Richie. It's a Thursday afternoon. I can't think of a song with Thursday. Yes, I can think of a song with Thursday. It's Sting and the Police. But I can't remember the lyrics, so never mind about that. Monday. I can wait till Tuesday. Wednesday's on my mind. Thursday will be fine. Friday can wait. Saturday, Sunday will be too late. Okay, so I can't remember what he says for Friday and Saturday, but it's a good song. Hello, Arena F. Welcome to the lesson today. Let's see if I remember my Russian. Dopa, dua, something like that. Yes, good afternoon. Dopa, dua. Oh, you better remind me, Arena F. Apologies, I've already forgotten. Francesca, good afternoon. Boa tarde. Welcome to today's lesson. Guys, by the way, so you might notice there's a new short video of some kind that we just uploaded this afternoon. It's a brand new series called Teacher Language Tips. And in this series, we're going to have teachers who are going to give who are going to make a short little video and will explain a little language tip that you can then use in conversation. The one that was just uploaded was to do with much and many. There'll be another one uploaded tomorrow on a really good language point with one of our teachers as well. And hopefully we can develop this into a new series. It'd be nice if we can get to if we can even create something like 6 videos. That would be great. I think at the end of it, when we combine the short videos that we've been making, which we've made 12, and then we combine the teacher language tips, there should be a good amount of videos that can really sort of give you the need to know sort of language when you're not too sure. In today's lesson, we are going to look at, it's going to be a language quiz. We're going to look at some language that people have been looking at this week in their lessons, and including other language points that you might have looked at recently. As always, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like and share the video. And don't forget, make sure you watch the latest short video that we've put out, which is in the brand new series, Teacher Language Tips. Alida, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson, and where you are in the world, buenos dias. Hope you're doing well. Actually, how would you say that? In Italian, come stai? Portuguese, tudo bem? Spanish, come... what's it in Spanish? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, what's it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. This is when tip of my tongue. It's the word or words are nearly there, but you can't quite remember them. You can't quite remember it or them. Okay, it's on the tip of my tongue. This is going to annoy me. Help me out, Alida, in Spanish. How do you ask someone how they are? And Arena F, please tell me actually in Russian. How do you say "how are you" sort of thing? I I know it's not como estai. It'll come to me at some point. That always happens. Does that? I'm sure that happens to you all the time. You've learnt something in English, for example, in the language you are learning, and then all of a sudden you can't remember it. ¿Cómo estás? There we go. Yes, ¿cómo estás? There we go. Oh, sorry, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo estás? There we go. Yeah, it happens quite a lot sometimes. You're learning a language, you learn a little bit, and then you know some language, but it's on the tip of your tongue. You can't quite remember, and you quickly get confused. So yeah, language quiz today. We're going to look at some language, and we'll jump straight into it. So if you know the answer, come out with it, and we can then discuss the subject as well as we go along. Irene F says, right, to ask how are you in Russian, it's как дела. Как дела. I'm trying to think of how it would be pronounced, though. In my English accent, it would be как дела. In Russian, would it sound like that, or maybe a bit different? Как дела. Как дела. I'm not too sure, really. I should probably not try and guess. Anyway, let's start off with the first one. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Rena F. Good to know that I got the pronunciation correct. So let's start off with this one. Let's go with past perfect or past simple. Which is the correct option? Okay, so the question here is, what did you see? Option one. Okay. O and E. So this is the first one. What did you see? That's the question. What did you? Oh gosh, I forgot to put C. We can't forget what the question is. Okay, so this is the question. What did you see? So we have to think about the context. This is a past simple question. What did you see? And we've got three different answers. What? Why did I put E? C, A, B, C, not A, B, E. Sorry, I thought I pressed C, and clearly I pressed E and didn't realize. A, we were shocked to hear that our neighbor had seen a ghost. B, we were in the room and we thought we saw a ghost. And C, not E, we had seen a ghost. So Alida says B, we were in the room and we thought we saw a ghost. If you agree with Alida, let me know in the live chat section. This week we have been looking in your lessons, and some of you would have looked at the past perfect and also sort of had to wrestle with past perfect, past or past simple. Francesca says past perfect, C rather than, I know I put E, but I meant C. Oh, okay, Francesca, you're going to correct yourself. Fair enough. Let's see what you're going to come out with. Don't forget, it's important to think of what the question is asking. What did you see? So you're thinking of, right, the person must the person would have been there at the time. So they're going to say, right, it's probably going to be more to do with like the order of events sort of thing. So let's see what you guys say. Arena F says E, well, C. I know I put E instead of C, but it's meant to be C. Evelina says, good afternoon. Buon pomeriggio. Come stai? Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. How are you? Francesca's changed her answer to A, saying we were shocked to hear that our neighbor had seen a ghost. Okay, let me know what you think, Evelina, because some people are coming in with their answers. Again, think of the question. What did you see? So that should tell us automatically, what did you see? Okay, so you're not asking the person on my left, you're not asking the person on my right, you are asking me. Right, so that's the first thing. Second of all, what did I see? Well, if I was there, then I can probably tell the person the order of events, like what was happening. Do I want to make? Do I want to emphasize one action happened before another action? Probably not. Not with that question. Evelina says, "All right, thank you. Great, very good." Francesca says, "See, it's correct answer." Okay, so we've got your answers in. Let's see. So this is the correct answer. Just to remind ourselves, A is we were shocked to hear that our neighbor had seen a ghost. Well, it can't be A because the question is to you. So we can't talk about our neighbor here. And on top of that, it looks like the people weren't there at the same time. So that's not going to be correct. B, we were in the room and we thought we saw a ghost. Okay, so what did you see? Well, we were in the room and we thought we saw a ghost. Okay, that sounds like it could work. And C, we had seen a ghost. Don't forget, guys, when you make a past perfect, you really should have two past actions. So in this case, it's going to be B. Okay, so that's the answer for the first one. Let's go again. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can go again. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay. Now the question simply is, what happened? Okay. A. Why is it B, says Francesca. Good question. So let's think of actually, yes, okay, I will explain. So what did you see? That's the question. What did you see? So you're asking what the person saw at the time. Now, let's have a look. Well, it can't be C because we had seen a ghost. This is incomplete. Remember, when we use the past perfect, we should be using two finished actions. So it's not going to be that one. It can't be A because we need to be talking about what we saw. And in this case, the person is talking about the order of events. We're not emphasizing one event happened before another event. We're trying to see, so what happened? What's the order event? And what did you see? So that's why we would use B. So we were in the room and we thought we saw a ghost. So that answers the question, what did you see? Let's go again. We'll do this a few times just to make sure we understand it. It can be a little bit difficult. Let's go again. So this time, what happened? Now let's have a little look. So Okay, B. Oh, it's going to be haunted, by the way. Haunted. I spelled that wrong. I'll just put A again. Haunted, not hunted. And C. Which one actually answers the question? A. We thought we had seen a ghost after we were told that the place was haunted. So the question here is what happened? B. We were told we had seen a ghost at a house that was haunted. Now, does that really make sense? C. We were told the place was haunted. What's haunted? Great question. What is haunted? Haunted simply means it's a scary place where people think ghosts live, where they think there are ghosts. So, for example, if you were in England and you went to the Tower of London, you would be told that the Tower of London is haunted. Ghosts live there. So yeah, if a place is haunted, it means there's the idea that ghosts or demons live there. It's a dangerous place. This is where ghost hunters like to go. I can tell you, if you go to Scotland, you will hear lots of stories. Francesca says C. Okay. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you read the question very carefully. Are you picking the answer that answers the question? So the question here is what happened? What happened? Okay. A. We thought we had seen a ghost after we were told that the place was haunted. B. I'm glad none of you have said B because B is just wrong. And C. We were told the place was haunted. The thing about C is, does that answer the question? That answers you were told something, but does that actually answer the question, what happened? Have a think about that. Evelina thinks it's C as well. Evelina says haunted is full of ghosts. Yes, be careful of the spelling. The first time round I spelt it badly. I put hunted instead of haunted. It's HAUNTD. Okay. So the answer here is going to have to be A because A is the only one that answers the question. What happened? That's the question. Well, it can't be C because C doesn't tell us what happened. C tells us what we were told, but it doesn't tell us what happened. A, on the other hand, does tell us what happened. We thought we had seen a ghost after we were told that the place was haunted. So that actually does answer the question. Let's go for one more round with the past perfect, and then we'll move on to the next one. Let's see. Okay, let's go for this one. That's the answer for B. Read A. Read very carefully. So, question: why did you go to a hotel that was a castle? Okay, Castile, I believe. I don't know which language that is. Maybe Italian. Um, and see. Okay, A, B, or C. Which one answers the question? Why did you go to a hotel that was a castle? A. We had been told by some friends that there were some lovely castles that we should stay in when visiting Scotland. So we booked. B. We decided to go on holiday to a castle because we hadn't been told about them. Hmm. C. We went to castle in Scotland. What do you guys think? Alida thinks it's A. Evelina thinks it's A. Can we get 3 A's? Can we all agree on the same one? Francesca says A, and the answer is A. Very good. So, let me ask you a question. So, here's my question, and you guys can now have a go at answering. Have you ever been to a castle or seen a ghost? If so, when and what happened? Um, Now, I can say that in my lifetime, I have been to some castles. I grew up in England, so we have lots of castles. Now, I had gone to a school that was part of a castle. It was called a castle, and when I was there, I thought one night I thought I had seen a ghost, but I didn't know if I did. The reason being is, well, I don't know really what to think of ghosts. I'm very skeptical of the idea of ghosts. It's not to say I'm going to say it's impossible, but I'm skeptical. The ghost does exist? Question mark. Well, that depends on your question. For instance, like, do you believe ghosts exist? We need a little bit more, maybe. Um, yes, Arena F. In terms of the answer to the previous question, that would be A. So, have you ever? So, if you ask the question, have you ever been to a castle or seen a ghost? Um, so yeah, I'm not too sure if I did see a ghost, but I remember one night I thought I had seen a ghost. I think I was about 9 or 10, so I don't really know, but I do remember seeing something and thinking that doesn't look quite right. Um, Now, when we use this, okay, Alida says yes. I've been in castles in London and in Colombia. Fortunately, I've never seen a ghost in my life. Very good. I'm glad you haven't seen a ghost. And thank you very much for your answer, Alida. If you want to ask the question about this, you can say, have you seen a ghost before, for example? Do you believe that ghosts exist, for example? These sort of questions. So that's how you can answer the question. Okay, let's move on now to the other language points. Alida says, I don't think I believe in ghosts. Yeah, my position on what you would call the supernatural sort of things like ghosts and demons. I don't want to say they're impossible, uh, but what I would say is I'm very skeptical. So I think there's a possibility there might be something in it, but I can't speak from personal experience. And when it comes to the evidence, I don't know. There's some very convincing stories, but I don't know, especially on the ghost side of things. When it comes to ghosts, I'm probably a bit more skeptical of the ghost kind of idea at the moment. But you do hear lots of stories, and it can be quite convincing at times. Alida says, "Oh yes, I've read out that one." Evelina says, "I've been to a haunted castle, and you?" Good question, Evelina. Technically, I suppose I went to school in a place that was supposed to be haunted. I don't know. I was there for a long time, and I thought I might have only seen something once. Francesca says, I have seen ghosts. I don't believe it. I have seen ghosts. I don't believe. Okay, so you're saying that you have seen a ghost, but I don't believe I did. I see what you're saying there. So, Francesca, I understand what you've said. I've seen a ghost, but I don't believe I really did. That's what it sounds like you're saying. Okay. I've seen a ghost, but I don't believe I really did. Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, that's the hard thing. If you were to see one, would you really believe that you saw one, sort of thing? I don't know. Okay, next one. Okay, we're now going to move on to another language point. Francesca says, sorry, I haven't seen a ghost, and I don't believe. Okay, yeah. In which case, to link those two sentences together, Francesca, you just need and. So I haven't seen a ghost, and I don't believe they exist. That's what you want to say. Let's move on to the next one. One that you guys have been looking at this week. Let's go with this. Which sentence would you see in an airport? A. Or B. Which one would you see in an airport? The pilot cancelled the flight because of bad weather. The flight is cancelled. What do you think? So, which sentence would you see in an airport? So, a leader saying B, the flight is cancelled. Do you agree? Do the others agree? Is it B? Do you agree? Is it B? Francesca says it's B. Evelina says it's B. And the answer is indeed B. Excellent. Well done. Let's go for another one. which sign would you see in a library? So, which sign would you see in a library? A. People are not allowed to smoke in this room. Or B. Smoking is not allowed. Both of them are correct sentences, but which one would you see in a library? Alida says B. Evelina says B. Again, we're thinking about the context of the location. Are we being told a rule? For example, these are the rules. Alida says passive voice. Francesca says B. Good. B is the correct answer. Okay, so since we're doing well with this, see if you guys can do this. Translate this sentence into a passive. I'll have a go. I'm just going to write it, and then you guys can do it. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter back in the early 90s. Okay, that's the active sentence. Can you change this to a passive? How would we write this if this is the passive? J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter back in the early 90s. So if we're going to say this is now passive, how do we change this into a passive? And on the subject of J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, what do you guys think? Do you like Harry Potter? Do I like Harry Potter? Yes, I do like Harry Potter when I think about it. I don't think I like it as much as Lord of the Rings or the Chronicles of Narnia, but I do like Harry Potter. I think there's a lot in it that is very likable. Alida says Harry Potter was written in the early 90s by J.K. Rowling. Okay, well, that's one way of doing it. Let's see if the others come out with similar answers. And Alida, let me know if you like Harry Potter, if you thought the films were good, if you thought the books were good. I don't know if you ever. I imagine most people would have read at least one Harry Potter book. I think if you're over the age of 15, you can probably bet. Actually, no. Okay, if you're over the age of 30, you would imagine most people have probably at least read one Harry Potter book. And if you're under the age of, and if you're over the age of 10, I imagine most people will have seen at least one Harry Potter movie. Francesca says Harry Potter was wrote for J.K. Rowling in the early 90s. Francesca, just think about two things, okay? First thing, think of the third form of write. So write, wrote, and there's a third one. And then when you're saying who did the action in the passive, it's going to be by. Okay, so who did the action in a passive voice? You're going to link it with the word by, like by J.K. Rowling instead of for J.K. Rowling. If it was written for J.K. Rowling, it means she's not the one who wrote it, someone else wrote it. So the preposition here is going to change the meaning. So in the passive voice, stick to by. If you're not sure, stick to by. Alida says, I've never read or watched Harry Potter. Sorry, I'm not very fond of fantasy. Fair enough. Not everyone is a fan of fantasy novels. Although the story of J.K. Rowling is quite interesting as well. I think she wrote the books in a cafe in Edinburgh. I think that's what happened anyway. It's an interesting story. Okay. So you got a few possible answers. So let's see. So well done, Francesca. Oh, close. Was written. Write, wrote, written. Written is the third form. That's the past participle. So you are 99% right. Harry Potter was written by J.K. Rowling in the early 90s. You could have also said in the early 90s. No, but it sounds a bit funny like that. Harry Potter was written in the early 90s. That sounds better. Okay, now let's go with the next. I've got a few more minutes. Best choice of word. Okay. So I'm going to write something, and you guys need to choose one of these words. Okay. Let's see what you go with. Okay, let's see what you guys write over here. The object is and it's only 2 millimeters. It was. So what do you need to think of? Well, you need to think of words like. I'm not going to write all the options. No, I'm going to write all the options and more. So you can't use every single word I write, but you will find the answer somewhere within the options. Okay, so these are the options to finish the sentence. You've got thin, in length, high, thick. So yeah, the object is something, and it is only 2 millimeters something. It was something by 2 scientists. So you've got words like thin, in length, high, thick, was discovered, or discovered. Choose the best options to finish this sentence. And that will take us to the end of today's language quiz. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow there won't be a lesson, so I will see you on Monday afternoon at 4:30. And let's see what you guys say about this. I think it's definitely time for a cup. I didn't have a cup of tea before I started. I was thinking about having a cup of tea, and I forgot to make myself a cup of tea, which was very silly of me. Everyone needs a cup of tea at four. Well, in my case, at 4:30. So, guys, let's see. Can you finish this final sentence? The object is blank, and it is only 2 millimeters blank. Blank by two scientists. Your options are thin, in length, high, thick. High and thick are separate, by the way. Was discovered or just discovered. What do you think? So Francesca said the object is thin and it is only 2 millimeters thick. It was discovered by, you can include the rest. It was discovered by scientists. Okay, well done, Francesca. If you agree with Francesca, let me know. If you agree with Francesca's answer, so the object is length and it's only 2 millimeters thick. It was discovered yes. Evelina, 1 high, 2 in length. Okay, here's the correct answer. I put was, but yeah, the final one is going to have to be was discovered. I didn't really give you a choice for the last one. Anyway, the idea is the object is thin and it is only 2 millimeters thick. It was discovered by scientists. Okay. Yeah, this is the correct answer. The object is, we can't say length because we don't have in length. No, we need in what? We need numbers with length. So it was like 12 inches in length, we could say. But just length on its own, no. We need numbers with length. So we use length or in length. Number plus in length. And only 2 millimeters thick. And it was discovered, yes. Correct. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to all of you for participating. Francesca, very well done today. Thank you. Evelina, you too. Alida, thank you very much for your participation. Irina F, you as well. Thank you so much. A big thank you to all of you who participated in the live chat section. You make the lesson what it is. To everyone else watching, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next week, Monday afternoon at 4:30. Make sure you see our new video, teacher language tips. That was uploaded shortly before this lesson. There'll be another video tomorrow. Rizwa says, sir, tomorrow is my presentation and I had no idea about tonic stress. Oh, tonic stress. Tonic stress, very simple. It's the strongest word in a sentence. The strongest word in a sentence is usually the last word in your sentence. The only time it changes is if you're going to emphasize something. Okay, so there you go, Rizwa. Thank you for your question. If this is your first time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But yes, tonic stress is the strongest word you stress, and usually it's the last word in your sentence or your utterance if you're speaking. But of course, the only time it changes is if you're going to emphasize a different word. So that's your answer. That's the answer to that one. Irina F says, thanks. Have a great evening. You too. Francesca, you too. See you tomorrow. Evelina, you too. Have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, yeah, by the way, no, I'm not here tomorrow. So see you on Monday, guys. See you on Monday at 4:30. Not tomorrow. See you at 4:30 on Monday. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Rizwa. You're welcome.